Hello guys, this is Terry from Genkigamingtv, and we're officially back with the Yokai Watch ShadowSide episode review for episode 44, Inma in the Lost Castle, or Inma to Ushinawa de Tashido. And this episode starts off in a way that's a wee bit different. We get multiple flashbacks to the same situation that had occurred in the previous episode with the whole Suranaki virus incident. We get a flashback from Kyra, we partially get a flashback from Natsume herself. We also see Inma in Norahyun, or Norahyun, heading in a desert towards a set location, which turns out to be a castle later on. But as things start to really transition for the episode, we transition from seeing Kyra and seeing what Inma is doing to Natsume walking alone on a street. And then she sees Kyra, and suddenly Touma and Keisuke meet up with her, and they have a conversation with Kyra, basically just talking about Suranaki and about how detrimental an attack like this is, and that Suranaki is still a threat, or still a ominous force that could cause some harm. And as things basically go on, it was inferred that maybe you guys should go after the final sword. Maybe you guys should go after Touma's final power-up. So, as everything's kind of transitioning on, we get a scene of home. This has been what I've wanted for a long time. Just a little bit of a cameo with Nate, Natsume, Fumi, and Keisuke. And Keisuke basically noticed that Natsume was feeling down, so he came over and tried to distract her with a little bit of TV. But Fumi also noticed, or Katie, whatever you guys want me to call her, noticed that her daughter was having an issue. So she tried to basically talk to her about it to see what was going on. She basically was saying, you seem unhappy, or you seem like something is up that has you a little bit disappointed or sad. Then Nate steps in, gives a wee bit of a dad monologue, or a dadalogue, whatever you want to consider it. Basically, Nate and Katie talk to Keisuke and Natsume, which is going to be weird localization-wise. I swear, if Natsume is not Natalie, or something like that, if they completely go in the opposite direction, I will be kind of disappointed. And because they can kind of do that with Natsume's name. All in all, they can kind of alter it in whatever way they want to, but I want them to stick with the end theme for her name. But that's all besides the point. That's just my preference. We're diving further into it. Natsume lays down to go to sleep. Has a little bit of an issue falling asleep. She sees Shuka and some other Onis, and in the dream it basically infers that Shuka is saying the world is hers, and this kind of scared / startled Natsume a little bit, especially with the fact that Doketsu and Shurendoji are kind of defeated, and they kind of want to bring this on themselves to a certain degree. Not like the end of the world or anything like that, but they want to kind of force things into the Oni clan's hands so that they're in a better position moving forward. I'm really interested to see what Shuka truly looks like, because we've only really seen a couple good silhouettes. So moving on, we transition to the Yokai Detective Agency, where everyone's assembled in there, even Michi and Fudomio Boy, Whisper, and all of our main human characters. And I do want to point out Junior or G10 just patiently hovering or sitting on Ayame's lap is one of the cutest things I think I've seen in a long time. And they're talking about how to protect the world from the incoming threat and how to basically balance out the situation. Michi wants to basically protect Natsume and to protect them all, but he is shut down by Whisper, Junior, and the rest of the gang, who kind of just straight up ignores him. Slimamander, Michi's life matters too, guys, is what I would have yelled if I was there, or said if I was there. So as everything references on, they go back to the conversation with Kyra, where they reference Byakko, or the White Tiger, and his weapon. We get a little bit of a silhouette behind Kyra's back, which looks cool. And then Fudomio Boy says, "Hey, I can do something. I can figure out where we need to go, guys. You have to have faith in me, and I need tons of choco bars in order to do it." So Junior does the nice thing and shoves 100,000 choco bars down Fudomio Boy's throat. I'm kidding about that, but he does throw more choco bars than necessary onto a table. If I was him, I would have bribed him one choco bar at a time. So as this is going on, we actually get a scene transition back to Emma and Narihon. I believe I'm saying the name right. I'm not looking at the enunciation. But the guy who looks kind of like Zazu, I'm not sure if localization rise. No, it's probably still Narihon. Either way. So as this is going on, they're exploring that lost castle. They see some skeletal warriors on the ground, and the scene actually transitions back to Natsume after exposing a bluish flaming figure peeking around the corner. Natsume summons, I believe it's Ryotan, or Ryotan, aka Papa Bolt, and Papa Bolt does his thing to shock Fudomio's senses into actually being a knowledgeable, coherent Fudomio boy. But he ends up just being hungry and wanting more choco bars. So Michi says, "I'm going to try to hypnotize him," or enforce that he is, but each time Michi goes to swing his little, I believe it's like 10, that he's using a 10 yen piece. Because all I have to go off of is I took a screenshot of him doing the hypnotist pose where he's getting ready to rock it back and forth. Each time Fudomio grabbed it and detached it, so Michi tries to repair it several times and then ends up giving up. So Junior, G10 being the sweet, amazing little red master of choco bars, sets up choco bars to be like a little forest, or stands them on end, and we get a little bit of a I don't want to say a flashback because it's not a flashback, so it's more in line with a vision that Fudomio Boy gets of a bamboo forest or a take forest, and it just kind of fades in and out in his head, like in his vision, because no one else is actually able to see it, because it's only him really seeing it. We then scene transition to Inma, and all of a sudden Inma and Norihon are surrounded by red fire and blue fire, and they're flying through the air, reanimating the skeletal warriors, which is a bad thing because the fiery skeletal knights start to attack them. But they were fodderized by Inma and Norihon rather quickly, and then they reanimate together, where the big purple skeletal guy, who looks like a awesome RPG boss, looking forward to us actually fighting him in Yokai Watch 4, even though he's probably going to just be rather weak boss, considering Inma really cakewalks through him. He cuts him down rather easily, but he has the spiked bat like weapon, but it's more of a saber, and he also has swords kind of akin to either a short sword or slightly akin to a scimitar, because they seem slightly rounded in the picture or in the actual episode themselves. But Inma quickly dispatches him. I believe this fiery skeletal knight even has axe, like an axe weapon as well. But as he's being dispersed, he references the Suranaki virus, saying, "Why?" And he's referring to the fact of, like, why is this all going on? And why is this area, why did they enter this area to a certain degree, even though that question isn't truly stated. More or less, he's referring to why the situation is actually occurring, and why the defeat wasn't prevented. So, yeah, we end the episode with a scene transition to that bamboo or take forest, or takemori, which is bamboo forest. And we are met with Haruya holding Doketsu's Yoseiken, or sword. And we get a image of a tiger, or an astral projection of what seems like a tiger's face to a certain degree. I can't really tell what it is because of the angle they cut the shot at, but it looks like it would be Byakko in tiger form. But since we don't see the full astral projection, we see what looks like a cat's head, little bit of a jawline. That's what we can interpret from it. All in all, I want to give this episode a B as a rating. It was good. I enjoyed it. The flashbacks and Furumio Boy basically being useless and being in charge of this crazy wacky road trip at the same time was entertaining, and this sets up a lot going forward, because it looks like we'll finally get the clash between Touma and Haruya that we want, that we basically knew was going to happen in the long run. I want to take this moment to thank you all for all of your support, and for you guys bringing me up to speed with certain things that I may have missed because of watching the episode via Dailymotion and not being able to watch it live, like a couple people are actually able to do. I hope you all are having a wonderful day, and that the following week treats you excellently, and that things go well, and that it's full of blessings. So that's been it for the review, guys. Have a great morning, afternoon, and or evening, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.